The Indian cricket team has a new coach and the name is Ravi Shastri. Ravi Shastri will be the next coach of the Indian cricket team and he will be the man who will head the team when it comes down to the World Cup 2019. The latest coming in, of course, in contention were two other people, Tom Moody and Virendra Sehwag. It does seem that Ravi Shastri has in fact been chosen out of the two by the Cricket Association Council, the BCCI and also the captain. This is the latest that is coming in. Ravi Shastri has been appointed as Team India's coach. Yesterday you had the Cricket Association Council member Saurav Ganguly who had said that presentations were made by all three, and what seemed was that in the running was of course Ravi Shastri and Virendra Sehwag, with now Ravi Shastri coming out right on top. He will lead the Indian team for the next World Cup. All right, joining me right now is consulting sports editor Borya Mazumdar. Borya, this is what we were expecting, right? Ravi Shastri would be leading the Indian team to the next World Cup.
Yes, just with one caveat, they are now taking it to Ravi Shastri with the offer, and Ravi will have to agree to the terms and conditions which they are placing in front of him. As far as the BCCI is concerned, they are now done. The Cricket Advisory Committee is now done. The captain obviously was in the loop, Preeti, as you and I discussed yesterday. I said it on your show last evening. It was Ravi Shastri and Virendra Sehwag, and Ravi Shastri was ahead and way ahead, and it is Ravi Shastri. So the only thing now that is waiting is they are now taking the decision to Ravi Shastri. They are also discussing who the bowling coach will be, who the support staff will be, and all of that. And we will break all of it on India Today. I can promise our viewers we'll break all of it on India Today. As we speak, they are taking it to Ravi Shastri for a consent. The moment they get that consent, this will be public knowledge.
All right, Borya, till late last night, it seemed that Virendra Sehwag was quite close as well.
He was, but Ravi Shastri had one major support, and that is Virat Kohli and Team India. That was a massive support. He also had Sachin Tendulkar support. He did a good presentation yesterday. So Ravi Shastri from the start, we've been saying this on India Today, was ahead. He did a very good presentation. In fact, one of the questions asked, I can tell you, was in an Anil Kumble-like situation, how do you deal with it? That is what the Cricket Advisory Committee asked him in the interview. My sources tell me he answered that well, and all three, Sachin, Saurav and Lakshman, were impressed by it. It was never personal between Saurav and Ravi. I have to say this about Saurav. He never said prejudice will take over, or he doesn't want to have Ravi Shastri at the top, or any such nonsense that the media was cooking up. He said for the interest of Indian cricket, whoever is the best candidate should be. Ravi Shastri came out on top. It was a good interview, and more importantly, Virat Kohli and the team wanted him. Now it's a done deal. Only if Ravi Shastri says he doesn't agree to the terms and conditions, 99 times out of 100, that's not going to happen.
All right, just take us through the history where Ravi Shastri as coach is concerned. Borya, does Ravi Shastri have it on him to coach Team India through the next World Cup?
So yes, he does. I mean, that you've got to say. Ravi Shastri has been director for 2 years when Duncan Fletcher was messing up with the Indian team big time. In England in 2013-14, India was down in the dumps. He came and he turned it around in the one-day series. He was decent. He then took India to the semi-finals of the Cricket World Cup in 2016. He's been a decent, he's a very, very good player for India. Champion of champions in '85. There's no reason why you should not opt for an Indian coach. The captain and coach get along, so in that sense, you will have a dressing room which is harmonious. He has Virat Kohli's support. So yes, definitely, in that sense.
The fact also, Borya, that Ravi Shastri did in fact lose out to Kumble the last time around.
Correct. But two alpha males in the dressing room, and man management skills of Anil Kumble was the best. It has, whatever reason, fell out with Virat. Let's not get into criticality here as who was at fault, whether it was Anil or Virat or whoever it is. They did not get along. Ultimately, it's the captain's team, Preeti. I've said this on India Today a million times. I still say, unlike football, it is the captain's team in world cricket. Virat Kohli will have to lead Team India in World Cup 2019. However much it's Ravi Shastri to be Virat Kohli's team. So Virat Kohli will have to take that responsibility, own this decision. He wanted Ravi Shastri, got Ravi Shastri. Now he's going to live with Ravi Shastri and take India to greater heights in 2019.
All right, when does that official confirmation come in?
Now, any moment. As I told you, they are now taking the decision to Ravi Shastri. They will consult Ravi Shastri. In fact, maybe they're doing that.
Right.
That's what is happening as we speak.
Take us
as
through.
long as
Right.
Ravi Shastri agrees to the terms, it's a done deal.
Boria, take us through how was this brokered backstage? Because a lot was dependent on the captain, which was Virat Kohli. That's what even we heard Saurav Ganguly say yesterday.
Yes, Virat is in New York. We broke on India today. What changed, Preeti? That's the question. That yesterday in the press conference it was said that they'll wait for 7 days. What changed? What changed was Sachin Tendulkar and the cricket administrative committee of advisors led by Vinod Rai, they were determined and keen and insistent that it has to be done today. And that changed it. The committee of administrators issued an instruction, a direct mandate to the BCCI CEO Rahul Johri and Secretary Amitabh Chaudhary. This happened, Vinod Rai is in Singapore. And this happened at 7 a.m. India time, which is 9:30 a.m. Singapore time, that this has to be finished today. Once that message was sent out that it has to be done today, they got into the act, they spoke to the 3 members of the advisory committee, convened the conference call which happened just a few moments back, and then it was a done deal. Now they are speaking to Ravi Shastri to get him on board, and you can expect the announcement very, very soon.
All right, Boria, that comes, we come to the next question, which is to manage Team India. One was, there was a train of thought which goes on to suggest that if you had a foreign coach in order, then maybe he would have been able to take certain harsh decisions when it comes down to the middle order, especially the likes of Dhoni, the likes of Yuvraj. Can a Ravi Shastri do so?
Yes, he will. Yesterday that question was asked, that will you take hard calls? And if I understand right from my sources within the BCCI, he said yes. So he will, he has to, because Ravi Shastri's credibility will also be on the line. From 2019, look, you're playing South Africa, you're playing England, you're playing Australia, and then World Cup of 2019. So this is baptism by fire. If there was ever a stint, which was the hardest ever in the history of Indian cricket, it will be now. Whether it's Ravi Shastri, whether it's Virat Kohli, this will now separate the man from the boy. And Ravi Shastri will have to do the job. There's no question. Yes, he wanted it. He's got backing from Sachin Tendulkar. He's got backing from Virat Kohli and the team. Now it is his time, and one must say, Saurav Ganguly, contrary to all speculation, he never had any prejudice as far as Indian cricket is concerned. You've got to now say Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli. It's a marriage that they wanted. Now they'll have to live with the marriage and deliver the goods for the country.
So, staying on Boria, talking about harsh decisions, you're saying that was asked of him, whether or not he'd be able to crack down, whether or not he'd be able to make changes which are so required where the team is concerned. Let's just look at what Ravi Shastri had said in the middle when asked about Yuvraj Singh. He said that he has it in him to go the long haul. Now that's something that he might need to revisit now. Being coach is different, being somebody as an outsider is different.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I don't know if I should say this, but he was asked if what he thought about the team in 1 year, and he thought there are certain improvements in the team that he's seeing or he's sensing that needs to happen. He also said that he's sensing in some aspects the team has actually gone back a little bit. So he wants to take some hard calls. I hope he does take some hard calls, because ultimately what we need is the interest of Indian cricket. Whether it's Shastri, whether it's Saurav, whether it's Sachin, whether it's Virat, ultimately the institution of Indian cricket has to go forward.
All right, that's the latest news coming in. Boria, stay with me. Let's quickly get our viewers up to speed with that news break. Ravi Shastri is going to be the coach of Team India. He's pipped to the post the likes of Virendra Sehwag, Tom Moody. He will, and the main reason what seems to have swung it in his favour, and we're going to get in Boria on that as well, is primarily the captain. Virat Kohli gave his seal of approval to Ravi Shastri out of the 3, isn't it, Boria? Boria, are you with me? All right, we're going to try and reconnect to Boria Mazumdar. If Shobit Mittal, my colleague who's joining me from the newsroom, is with us. Is Shobit with us? All right,
Preeti, go ahead.
Shobit's with us. Shobit, you want to take this question? Because it was ultimately, it seemed, the captain's decision, and it seemed it was Virat Kohli who swung it in favour of Ravi Shastri.
You're spot on there. There was no secret that Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri share a good working equation. Ravi Shastri, in fact, was shown the door just after his stint with Team India coach Anil Kumble replacing him. However, Ravi Shastri has made a comeback. Sources telling India today that Captain Virat Kohli was strongly in favour of Ravi Shastri's comeback. So was reportedly Sachin Tendulkar, a CAC member as well, who was keen on Ravi Shastri's comeback with Team India. Shastri pipping the likes of Virender Sehwag to the post. It was between Shastri and Sehwag. And after the meeting between the Cricket Advisory Committee today, they spoke to Indian captain Virat Kohli just a while back, along with senior members of BCCI. And yes, Virat gave a nod for Shastri's comeback. Now, all questions and all responsibilities lie with this duo now, Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri. They have to guide India to the 2019 World Cup. Remember, Ravi Shastri was at the helm of Indian cricket when India reached two semi-finals of world events, the 2015 World Cup and the 2016 World T20. However, India failed to reach the final or get their hands on the trophy. Now this is Ravi Shastri's second stint with Team India. The responsibility lies with this duo, Shastri and Virat Kohli, to take India one step further and take India to the 2019 World Cup. Yes, there was a fallout between Ravi Shastri and Saurav Ganguly during the last interview process when Anil Kumble was appointed coach. However, Saurav Ganguly, speaking exclusively to India today said that he laid to rest all those stories. He said, you know, it's a three-member panel. You know, the decision would be taken keeping Indian cricket as priority, and the coach who can get along well with the captain and the team, given that these 2 years are important, not much time left is now for the 2019 World Cup, only 2 years, and India plays a lot of key series in the months coming up. So it's important that the captain and the coach share a good working equation, and that is why Ravi Shastri is back at the helm of Indian cricket.
All right, you know, take us through that spell when he was team director, which was practically from 2014 to 2016. You know, he's been a fairly successful team director there.
Yes, Ravi Shastri had a fairly successful stint. Yes, no world titles, but like I mentioned, two semi-final appearances in the 2015 World Cup and the 2016 World T20 as well. Under Shastri's guidance, India also climbed to the #1 spot in the Test arena. We had Test series wins over South Africa, a 3-0 victory over South Africa at home, and an away series win against Sri Lanka in Lanka. India also, remember, under Shastri won the Asia Cup T20 tournament. India also, under Shastri's guidance, beat Australia in Australia 3-0, a whitewash in the T20 series.
Right.
So India did have some key results under Ravi Shastri in the first stint. But yes, the world title was missing, and that will be his mission now heading into the 2019 World Cup.
When does he take charge, Shobit? Does he take charge directly from the Sri Lankan tour?
Yes, Ravi Shastri will be back at the helm. He will be joining the team as per the sources, BCCI sources. Ravi Shastri will join the team for the tour of Sri Lanka, which starts on the 20th of this month. Now, India will play Sri Lanka from the 26th onwards. The first test is the 3-test tour, and that will be Ravi Shastri's first challenge and first assignment with the Indian team. Remember, Virat Kohli is still holidaying in the Americas after India's tour of West Indies and the Champions Trophy. He will be coming back on the 17th of this month, most likely, and then the team will join up and head to Sri Lanka for that all-important tour. Ravi Shastri will be at the helm for his first assignment, and exciting 2 years ahead for Indian cricket.
What changed, Shobit? You know, that's what me and Borre were talking about. What is it that changed? Yesterday, you had Saurav Ganguly. He said that there's absolutely no hurry in announcing the name of the coach, be it, the BCCI or even the Cricket Association Council. Suddenly, in less than 24 hours, you've come out with the name. What happened?
That's the interesting question, isn't it, Preeti? And you know, my colleague Rashesh Mandani asked this question to Saurav Ganguly earlier today, that what's changed since yesterday, and even Saurav Ganguly was stumped. He said yesterday the committee of administrators was kept in the loop. It was decided that when Virat Kohli comes back, the cricket advisory panel will sit with Virat Kohli and discuss all the candidates and then announce the name. But today morning, the committee of administrators passed the message to the cricket advisory panel that if in case you have finished your discussions, then announce the name today itself without any delay. Hold a conference call with Virat Kohli and announce the name today. So yes, the names were, the candidates were interviewed yesterday. They were discussed, and after the teleconference with Virat Kohli today afternoon, Ravi Shastri's name has been announced.
All right. So he's all right. Okay, Shobit, thank you for joining us. What we will do right now is slip into a quick break. But before that, the man who will now be coach of Team India is Ravi Shastri. What are his weaknesses? What are the advantages? We get you the breakup.
The drama in Indian cricket is finally over, and Captain Kohli gets his way as Ravi Shastri has been appointed as the chief coach of the Indian cricket team. This is is Ravi Shastri's second stint at the helm of Indian cricket, and his mission now is to guide India to the 2019 World Cup. Shastri was named Team India director in 2014 for a largely successful stint. Under him, India reached the semi-finals of the 2015 World Cup and the 2016 World T20. India also won the Asia Cup under Shastri's leadership, while he also guided India to the #1 spot in tests, and a 3-0 home test series win over South Africa was the icing on the cake. Shaz also helped India clean sweep the Aussies in a bilateral T20 series down under. Shastri's first stint ended with India's semi-final exit from the World T20, and he would have been surprised not to have gotten an extension with Kumble being given the reins. But it was his fallout with Cricket Advisory Committee member and former India captain Saurav Ganguly that made all the headlines.
I also have an advice for Ravi Shastri that when the Board of Control for Cricket in India decides to select a coach of the national cricket side, he should be at meetings rather than not holidaying in Bangkok on a beach.
I'm a little disappointed because it means that person was disrespectful of the candidate who was going to be interviewed and disrespectful to the job that he was entrusted to do.
Shastri and Kohli share a good working equation, and sources say the Indian skipper was firmly behind Shastri's comeback. So after just 1 year, Shaz is back, and this time he would like to go one step further and take India all the way to the World Cup title in 2019. Sports Bureau, India Today.